Today we're taking a look at Viwoods AI Paper mini tablet. It's a small, compact AI notebook that lets you write down notes, stay organized, and even open up apps and browse the web. So hit subscribe now and we'll get right into it. So full disclosure before we get started though, the video is sponsored by Viwoods, and they've sent me the AI Paper mini for free to showcase to you guys. So some of you may have seen my video on their larger model, the Viwoods AI Paper e-ink tablet, which I still use daily to help me stay organized and jot down my ideas quickly. Now here we have the smaller version however, and it's not only more compact and easier to carry around, but it's also cheaper. Now, on this mini version though, we've still got a nice 8.2-inch display. It's got a resolution of 1920 by 1440, and it still gives us a nice and sharp 297 pixels per inch. At naught brightness, the display looks and feels like real paper thanks to its electromagnetic coating over the glass. And if you ever find yourself in an environment where you need more light, you can crank up the brightness through 20 different levels, so you really can fine-tune it to your needs. Now, one of my favorite aspects of the Viwoods tablet though is the UI and navigation. From the get-go, you can figure out where everything is and how to use everything thanks to the simple layout, and it's just incredibly easy and intuitive to use. From the minute you turn it on, it's obvious what everything does and what options you've got available. You can see I've got paper, calendar, meeting, learning, pickings, and apps, and it's actually the exact same as the larger model, but with everything just being that little bit smaller. Now it's also equipped with the exact same smart pen, which not only feels great to write with, but we've also got the same eraser on the top. Now it feels comfortable to hold thanks to its lightweight design, and it weighs in at around 234 grams. And it's also nice and thin at just 5.2 millimeters, and I have to say I also really like the protective case for it. Not only does it hold the pen for you in the side of it, I just prefer holding it when it's in this cover, and then it's also protected if you accidentally drop it. The AI Paper Mini also comes with 128 gig of encrypted storage, and this means you can store 20,000 books or 2.4 million pages of notes, and you'll also get the choice of password protection or fingerprint to keep your documents secure. And this is also the same storage as its full-size counterpart. Now it's also powered by a 2450 mAh battery, which has easily lasted throughout all of my testing the past couple of weeks, and it allows the device to last for a whopping 4 weeks on standby. Now one of the best things about the AI Paper Mini though is that it's not only a notebook for you to write on and even have it neaten up with the help of AI, but it's also a tablet that's easy to read and it won't strain your eyes. There's plenty of apps built in like Gmail, and there's also an app store where you can get things like news apps, Marvel books, Kindle books, and we've got the Chrome browser in there as well, and this means that you can literally look up anything. So I thought probably the best thing to do for this video is if I run through all of the features and I'll show you exactly what we can do. So we'll start with the paper section, which is pretty much self-explanatory. This is a sheet of paper where you can write, and I've been using this to write notes or to-do lists. So as you probably guess, I can just write what I want and it comes up on the display. It's got more roughness to it than a normal glass tablet, and it just makes it much easier to write on and just feels much more like writing on a real notepad than a standard glass display. And we've got the toolbar on the left, which you can use to switch between different types of pen and their thickness. Now we've got the fountain pen, a ballpoint pen, a fine liner, a pencil, and a calligraphy pen. And it starts on the middle brush stroke size, which I've pretty much stuck to. Now personally, I've just stuck to the normal pen, but if you wanted to use the tablet for drawing or calligraphy, then of course it's great to have those options available. Now next in the toolbar, we've got the eraser, and you can choose eraser, you can choose circle to erase or erase all, and I actually like just using the eraser on max thickness, but circle to erase also works well when you've got a big selection that you've got to do. And at any point, of course, you can use the top of the pen to erase as well. Next up, we've got text, and of course, this is if you want to physically type something in. We've then got AI, which gives us the option to analyze content, generate articles, or convert any of our handwriting into text, and this is all performed with ChatGPT, and there's no need to worry about subscriptions because you can use the free ChatGPT. Now, if we press Analyze Content, you can see it gives me a full analysis saying it's a handwritten notes on a piece of paper that includes a to-do list, and it's given me the to-do list. It also comments on where I've written tests, trying out all of the different pens, and it tells us the date and time it was written, and it also comments that I didn't give the paper a name. If I press Generate Article, you can see it makes a whole article out of my notes, And even though there was barely anything written, it does go into a lot more detail about what everything is and what it all does. So this could be useful if you put something together quickly, but you then want to share it with others in a lot more detail. Now if I choose AI text conversion, you can see it perfectly changes my writing to text. This could be handy if, like me, you've got very messy handwriting and you just want to neaten it all up at the end as well as making it much smaller, and it just makes it much easier to read back your notes in the future. Now next on the toolbar, we've got the lasso tool, and this can be used to select a certain bit of text if you want to cut, copy, delete, or you can even use this to convert your text or perform some AI on it. And we can also have AI explain it, convert it to text, or just correct the grammar or spelling. Now next in the toolbar, we've got the undo, and of course that just undoes the last thing we did, the same as redo to do it again. Now moving down, you can create tags to organize your papers, look at a view of all of the different pages, control and switch between different layers. Now layers are not really something that you're going to be using for note taking, and it's more for artists, and it basically works like Photoshops, so you can draw things on different layers so that you won't mess up anything in another layer, and it's just a non-destructive way of working. Now we can also open up a template piece of paper like lined or dotted, and as you can see, there's a huge selection of paper choices. Now we can press this button to create a new page, and then the three dots let us lock or share. And then finally, we've got the button at the very bottom, and this simply just hides and then shows the toolbar. Once you've finished your note, you can just write in the paper name, press back, and it's all saved for you. So you can see just how many features we have there, and that's just for the notes. Now if we head home and go into calendar, you can see just how easy it is to add things. So say I wanted to add an event for the 29th of October, I can just write directly on the box, or if I go to the 28th, I can select the box and then write some detailed tasks underneath for that day. We've even got the tick boxes that we can use to tick the tasks off as they're completed. Now you can see if I move away from that day, it also adds a dot to show me that I have some tasks written in for that day. And then we can also press in the top right corner and it's going to show us all of the tasks that we have for each day. For meetings, we can go ahead and plan our meetings as well as writing our notes below it. And like with the paper, we've got the toolbar at the top for all of the different tools that can help you. So the great thing here is that you can scribble down your notes below while you're actually sat in the meeting, and then just use AI to neaten it up afterwards. Then of course, if you're going to be sending those notes on to other people, you can make them much neater and more detailed. Now under the learning section, you can add your own stuff, and this is just a case of transferring things via USB cable, so you can transfer over any PDFs or ebooks that you've got on your computer and you want to read on your tablet. Under pickings, it's going to display your pickings and screenshots that you've taken. So if I'm on a page and I swipe in from the top right, I can save it for the picking section, or I can even add it to a new note and then add some annotation, or I can even annotate directly on top of whatever it is I'm looking at. And this cropping and annotation is a global feature, and it works everywhere on the tablet, even your third-party apps. Next, if we go under apps, you can access the App Store and download what you want from here. And if I just show you here, we can open up Chrome and it works exactly the same as you'd expect. You don't even need the pen and you can just navigate web pages with your fingers. And again, if I open up the New York Times app, you can see I can easily navigate with my fingers and read all of the latest news. And we've also got email built into the tablet that you can access from the left-hand side toolbar on the home screen. And you can simply log into your Gmail and start reading and replying to emails. Navigation is simple, and we've got the back button at the bottom left of the tablet. We've then got the home button in the middle. Then on the right, it's an AI shortcut that you can press at any time to ask ChatGPT whatever you want. Now the tablet also supports over-the-air updates, which is great, and you can also connect a keyboard if you want to do some physical typing, and this can be Bluetooth or wired. And as I said, the battery life is great and supports even 4 weeks on standby. Now something else that's really useful is V-Transfer, and it lets you upload your files into the cloud. You can choose whether to store them for 24 hours, 2 hours, or 30 minutes, and if no selection is made, they'll automatically be deleted after 24 hours. But for those of you that want permanent cloud storage for your files, we've also got some cloud applications in the App Store. So overall, I'm very happy with the AiPaper Mini, and it's great that it's actually just a mini version of the AiPaper, which means it doesn't compromise on the specs. Now because it performs just as well as the full-size model with mostly the same specs, it means that we can make our decision simply based on the size that we prefer, rather than having to worry about compromising on any feature sets. And as I've said, I've been using the full-size AiPaper for a couple of months now, and it's really helped me stay organized and quickly jot down any notes or ideas I've got. So to have this in a mini form is going to be great, especially when traveling. If you want to go ahead and grab yourself one, then of course I've placed the link down in the description below, so you can go ahead and check that out now. And hopefully I've covered everything for you in today's video, but if there's anything I've missed or you've got any questions at all, then just ask them in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But thanks for watching the video, and don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with the latest tech.